So, in the previous video, we talked about Joseph Campbell and his teaching of the hero's journey. How it's a universal teaching amongst all cultures throughout human history as a teaching for different stages of human development. As in you pass through different stages of your own life. And in this video, we're going to be talking about what happens to those who refuse to get on the hero's journey. And what are some of those misinterpretations and misapplications of the hero's journey? What are some of those people who completely miss the point? All right. Allow me to give you 5 examples. Here comes example number 1. Joseph Campbell talks about the concept of the bliss. All right. Which is quite often mistakenly understood as present, hedonistic, sensory pleasure indulgence. All right. For example, enjoying sugar, salt, fat, junk food, alcohol. All right. Or still mind-altering substances. No, that is not what Joseph Campbell was talking about when he said bliss, follow your bliss. What he meant by bliss is joy, the enjoyment, the pleasure you get from doing something productive. All right. This can be woodworking, playing the piano, or learning a skill, or developing your career in something, anything, from plumbing to electrician to engineering to becoming a medical doctor to your own business. Okay, anything that is productive and you enjoy doing it. That is what he meant by bliss. It has nothing to do with present, hedonistic, sensory pleasure, cheap thrills. Okay, sugar, salt, fat, junk food, beer, alcohol, whiskey, and even other mind-altering substances to give you the cheap instant high. What happens with those cheap instant high that you obtain from mind-altering substances? You crash. It's a short-term instant high, all right, and you crash, and then you become addicted to it, and then you will need stronger and stronger doses of that substance, okay, just to get the same high. This is not a treadmill, a rat race that you want to get yourself onto. Nothing good can come out of it. All right? So don't confuse what he meant by bliss with cheap sensory pleasure, sensory stimulation, present hedonistic, using mind-altering external substances, from sugar to anything stronger. Example number 2. okay, of people who refuse to embark on their own hero's journey, or develop themselves, is what we call arrested development. That is the very childish, very self-centered, very immature belief and insistence that the world ought to revolve around me. I shouldn't have to endure any pain, any suffering. I shouldn't have to struggle. I shouldn't have to do anything that requires an effort. My job in this world, my role in this life, okay, is just to enjoy and have fun. And then my job is to focus on where and how and when other people are not bending backwards to make me happy, to make my life better. And when you are not making my life better, you're trying to hurt me. You're hurting me, and you're hurting me on purpose. You're hurting me on purpose because you're an evil, bad person. This is their mindset, okay? And they become a drain to society, and their life is miserable. They live in so much pain because all they do is to focus on where things could be more comfortable. It could be more pleasant, more fun, all right? They are not focused on what they can do to improve their own lives, what they can do to make a contribution to society at large. All they are focused on is is how and what others are not doing to make their lives better. It is ask not what I can do for society, for other people, but instead they only ask what more society can do for them. And these people's lives are extremely painful. And they say things like, the world is upside down. Yeah. To them, according to their mistaken belief about how society ought to be, okay, the reality is upside down to them, because their perception of how society ought to be is based on a fantasy, has nothing to do with reality. So that's the second example. The third example of people who either refuse to embark on their own personal hero's journey or misuse and abuse the hero's journey, the concept, are those people who practice escapism. Okay? They find reality too hard to deal with, or too hard for themselves to deal with. They find themselves not able, not capable to deal with reality. They find the pain, the short-term pain, too painful. Okay? So they engage in escapism, and which they call my hero's journey, which is just to escape from having to deal with reality. And the word responsibility does not exist in their dictionary. They don't know what that is. To them, it's a foreign concept. To them, be responsible for themselves, not to mention be responsible for others, that is just too much to ask. They have no sense of responsibility, and any kind of responsibility to them is just way too painful. And they practice escapism, escape reality, which they call my hero's journey. I am just going to escape reality, which they say it makes them a hero. No, it does not. No, it does not make them a hero. It makes them a coward. All right? They are actually embarking on the journey of the coward's journey, the greatest coward. And they are weak, and they are proud of being weak. And the root cause of this problem is their perception of themselves is too small. Is their position of themselves is too low. All right? They think too lowly of themselves. They think too little of themselves. And they don't realize that. They don't realize they have the capabilities, the potential capabilities inside of them to solve their own problems, to help society at large, and to share what they learn from overcoming challenges. And they think they are way too small to make a difference, to help themselves, not to mention to help others. and they use escapism to deal with what they perceive as the pain of reality, and they mistakenly and they use the hero's journey as an excuse to refuse to get on the hero's journey. When they escape reality, they say, look, this is my hero's journey. I'm a big hero. I'm running away from all my responsibilities and all the things that I screwed up, all the mess I created for other people. Look, I'm a hero. I'm escaping from all of it. Okay, you deal with the mess that I created. And I'm a big hero for having the courage to escape and not taking responsibilities. Don't be like that. Their problems don't go away and disappear on their own. When you refuse to face reality, when you refuse to face your problems don't disappear. They chase you and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. The fourth example of people who either misunderstand the hero's journey or refuse to get on the hero's journey, or misusing hero's journey, or using it as a excuse for something else, is those who are attention seeking. Again, they are immature, and they have very low opinion of themselves. They have huge insecurity on the inside, and on the outside, they appear to be full of ego. Okay, the bigger the ego on the outside, the bigger the insecurity on the inside. The ego on the outside is caused by the insecurity on the inside. But instead of working on developing themselves and build true confidence, build true self-esteem, and therefore they will have worked on their insecurity and moving from insecure to less and less insecure and more secure, and then become truly secure in their own skin. All right, instead of working on that, right, they work on attention seeking, getting attention from other people to fill the hole in their heart and to give themselves an instant boost. All right, it's the same chemical that's from sugar, salt, fat, junk food, and other mind-altering substances. It produces the same chemical in the brain to produce the same high in the brain, in the psyche. But instead of using mind-altering external substances, these people use attention from other people. And they are attention-seeking, and to them, getting all that attention, seeking all that attention, it is their hero's journey. and obtaining all that attention make them feel like I'm a big hero. No, it does not. It does not make you a hero at all. Okay? Remember, what makes you a hero is you overcome challenges that was a challenge to you. You overcame them because you learned a new skill. You learn new skill by expanding your thinking. You manage to expand your thinking by stretching your mind. And number two, this challenge you overcame, not only the result helped you, but also helped others. And number three, as a result of overcoming this, you expanded your thinking, you gained wisdom, and then you shared that wisdom with other people. Those are the three reasons that makes you a hero. Seeking attention and getting attention, even you successfully got attention, does not make you a hero. These people are so twisted in their mind, okay? They mistakenly and sickly believe that any kind of attention is good. Even negative attention is good. So they would start drama. They would start conflict. They would instigate some kind of a negative event just so they can get attention, because they are that insecure. They are that twisted in the head, and their ego is that big. And then they have layers upon layers of excuses of why they shouldn't do the real work of true self-development, get on the hero's journey and develop themselves, but rather they are seeking short-term ego boost by getting attention from other people. Now let's talk about example number 5 of someone who either refused to get on the hero's journey or misunderstand the hero's journey, or use the hero's journey as an excuse to justify them not developing themselves. That is fake, counterfeit self-development, pretending to be developing themselves. It's essentially self-deception. They're pretending that I'm working on myself. Well, they are not. And you will see them busy, full of activity, reading books, watching DVDs, go to seminars, learning from gurus, and practicing, learning. And it's just all a bunch of activity, and it's all to do with self-deception. It's all to do with making themselves feel they are developing themselves. But in fact, they are not. Not only are they not developing themselves, they are wasting their times, and they are wasting everyone else's time. And all those activities only drive them even further into their own problems. Folks like this, they might be engaged in this bad habit of fake self-development, pretending to be advancing themselves, this kind of a self-deception, for years, for decades, 30 years, 40 years, a lifetime of self-deception, faking that I'm working on myself. I am developing myself. I'm becoming a better, wiser, stronger person. No, they are not. All they're doing is wasting their time away on making themselves feel short-term pleasure of I am helping myself. All right? This is the equivalent of sensory pleasure from mind-altering external substances, from sugar to you know what, both legal and illegal, okay? Attention seeking, all right? It's all the same kind of general direction of fake self-development, okay? Self-deception, fooling themselves into thinking that I'm working on improving myself. Well, they are not. They are harming themselves. And once you get into this addiction, all right, you could be in it for years, for decades, because you mistakenly believed you're helping yourself. And then there's an entire industry out there, okay, keeping you in this loop, in this ecosystem, not getting out. So you keep on giving them money. You ever seen weight loss businesses that are no longer in business? Okay, guaranteed. Okay, use our method, join our program, guaranteed you will lose weight. Okay, lifetime guarantee. Lifetime guarantee. Do you see the contradiction here? All right, we guarantee you that you're gonna lose weight. We're giving you a lifetime guarantee. That sounds to me like a guarantee that it is not going to work. If it works, why would you need to come back? So beware of the self-deception, the fake self-development, and then the fake gurus, okay, who have their own wallet as their best interest. All right, they view you as fish in a barrel. All right, they view you as turkey, and they view themselves as a turkey farmer. Don't get scammed. Don't get trapped into that trap. All right, liberate yourself from self-deception, from the addiction of this drug called self-deception and fake self-development, and get on the real hero's journey and do what needs to be done. Do the work, WORK, all right? And truly develop yourself and get away from all that sugar and all the other mind-altering substance, be they physical or they metaphorical. So, what challenges are you facing? What challenges are you trying to overcome? And what challenges are you facing with trying to develop yourself? Leave them in the comments below. And if you need coaching, my contact linked below. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video with people who are also on their own journey of self-development, of becoming a hero to themselves, and becoming a hero to other people around them, to society at large.